Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Natalie.
I'm John.
And welcome to BeWell in 5. Today we're focusing on static stretching, which is a great way to help cool down at the end of a workout, whether that's been something intense or something like a gentle walk. Basically, we're trying to stretch each of the major muscle groups, holding each pose for about 30 seconds. Today, you'll follow John for the beginning version. If perhaps you're starting to adjust to some flexibility, you're going to follow Natalie if you want something kind of in the middle, and I'll do a little bit more of the advanced stretches. So we're all warmed up. We're ready to take some deep breaths and move through these stretches. You guys ready to go?
Ready.
Okay. So we're going to start off with a quad stretch while simultaneously stretching the chest. So if you're with John, you're keeping that leg kind of straight still, kicking back with that foot, so you're getting a little bit of a stretch through the chest. If you're a little bit more flexible, I'm going to turn so you can see me with Natalie here. We're both holding onto the foot with both of our hands, still kicking out a little bit so that we're feeling that stretch through the front of the leg as well as through the chest. This is a balance challenge as well. Breathing, switching sides. Same thing, this time right foot, right hand, grabbing behind you with John. If your perhaps balance isn't quite as strong, you might hold on to something here. If you're feeling a little bit more advanced, kicking through your foot into both hands. You're even going to lean forward to get a little bit more balance challenge. Woo. And make sure you're breathing as you roll through this stretch. All right, slowly coming into an inner thigh and torso stretch. So you can see I'm going quite low here while John's staying a little bit more shallow. To get the torso, we're going to lean toward the leg that we're stretching. So we're feeling this all through the inner thigh here. Both toes are pointed forward. I have my heel up on my right foot, feeling the stretch through the side. Palm is facing toward the floor. And how are you guys doing back there? Good. Where are you feeling it?
Inner thigh right here.
Left inner thigh.
Perfect. Let's go to some sides. Same thing, both toes pointed forward. Breathing into this stretch as we stretch the right inner thigh this time and getting the left torso. You can place your hand either on the floor or on this leg here, making sure not to rest it on a joint. You don't want to put too much extra stretch on the joints. Nice deep breaths. And we're going to move into a hip flexor stretch. So John is staying a little bit more shallow here. We're starting by stretching the left hip flexor. We're going to simultaneously stretch the tricep. So placing that hand either above or below the elbow. And if you're feeling a little more advanced, you can sink down with me and Natalie. We can stay a little bit more shallow with John. You can lean toward the right side. It's going to put a little bit more of a stretch on that left side. Breathing. Knee staying over your ankle on the right side. Let's go ahead and switch. This time the right foot is coming back, right arm above your head. Touching your fingertips between your shoulder blades if you can. And again, I'm going to give a little bit of a lean to the left. If you're feeling a little bit less flexible, stay with John. If you really want to get a deep stretch, you're welcome to come forward here. This is what we call a runner's lunge. But if you want to stay with that tricep, that's fine too. Let's bring up both feet shoulder width apart, just a little wider than shoulder width. So if you're with John here, you're going to clasp your hands behind your back and just kind of stay up here, stretching through the hamstrings. If you're with Natalie and myself, you're going to lean forward. So here we're feeling that stretch across our chest, as well in the back of our legs. Maybe you're still getting a little bit of inner thigh. Making sure, again, I know I keep saying to breathe, but it's really important and easy to forget while we're stretching. So for this next stretch, we're coming to a downward dog. So you're going to walk your hands forward. And if you are, again, feeling a little bit more low impact, you're going to sink into a child's pose here with John. If you're feeling like you want a little bit of calves as well, you're going to pedal through your heels with Natalie and myself. And you're really pushing through your chest, so you're kind of trying to push your head through your shoulders and pushing those heels into the ground, almost kind of opening up that chest to the ground. Let's go ahead and swing that left leg forward here. And this is a pigeon stretch. If you're familiar with yoga, you're probably familiar with this move as well. We're stretching the outer part of our leg here. You might also feel this in the hip flexor of the right leg. And if this is feeling pretty tight, you can stay up here with John. Natalie's gone a little bit deeper onto her forearms, and I'm gonna come all the way down, trying to get my chest parallel to the ground. Making sure, again, to breathe. Let's go ahead and walk back up and switch legs. This time, the right leg swings forward. We're trying to get that front leg parallel to the mat if possible. Again, feel free to stay up here or bring it down to the ground, really breathing into that hip. So a few more seconds here. Walking back up, go ahead and face front. Okay, let's take one or two more deep breaths. We always like to close out with a deep breath, raising your arms up. Okay, so that was 5 minutes of static stretching. We hit all the major muscle groups. How are you guys feeling?
Great.
Yeah, hopefully you're feeling stretched, relaxed, and ready for the rest of your day or your evening. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on BeWell in 5.